In its most basic form, the urinary system is a filtration system. It filters the blood and removes, through urine, any waste or excess substances. In terms of the information that your manual gives in Unit 1, Section 12, it is fairly basic, but does cover everything you need to know for the exam. However, we will look at this in slightly more detail. This system is an integral part of homeostasis. This is the process whereby the body is able to maintain a constant internal environment. This is particularly relevant in this system as it will maintain the fluidity of the blood, or blood viscosity. It will also maintain the levels of substrates in the blood, including sugars, amino acids and ions. At any one time, around 20% of the plasma passing through the kidneys is filtered, and therefore in total 180 litres of fluid are filtered on average every day. Homeostasis of blood fluid, or plasma, is maintained by two major sources: the lymphatic system, please refer to section 10 for a reminder, and endocrine system, but the latter is the star player here. The kidneys are the main component of the urinary system and are affected by the endocrine system. They are responsible for filtering waste products out of the bloodstream, balancing hydration levels and urine output, and balancing electrolyte levels. All these waste products are expelled via urine. Blood enters the kidneys under high pressure, where it passes substances into the kidney nephron. This is the functional part of the kidney where filtration occurs and urine is produced. The high pressure forces small substrates out of the blood and into the nephron, including water molecules, toxins, glucose, etc. The larger molecules, including red and white blood cells, will not be able to pass through the partially permeable membrane. The fluid in the kidneys is then filtered and undergoes a process of selective reabsorption, meaning that the useful products are taken back into the bloodstream. This process is controlled again by the endocrine system. Various glands will determine how much of each substrate should be reabsorbed. The most relevant example is the release of antidiuretic hormone, or ADH, which is released from the hypothalamus and stored in the pituitary gland. This controls the amount of water reabsorbed. If the hypothalamus senses a fall in blood hydration levels, it will release ADH, which has target cells in the kidneys. These increase the amount of water reabsorbed into the bloodstream. Once blood viscosity is returned to the desired level, this is again registered by the hypothalamus, which will then decrease or halt the release of ADH. This is a clear example of how positive and negative feedback loops of the endocrine system are used to maintain homeostasis. Once this fluid is filtered in the kidneys, it is passed along tubes 20 to 30 centimetres in length into the bladder. These tubes are called the ureters. They are coated in smooth muscle, meaning that fluid can be assisted in its passage to the bladder by the process of peristalsis. Once the bladder starts to fill, it will increase the pressure back onto the ureters, closing a non-return valve and therefore preventing backflow of urine to the kidneys. The bladder comprises a smooth muscle coat surrounding smooth muscle. It is therefore able to flex and distend in order to accommodate urine levels, and is controlled by a small round muscle called a sphincter muscle, where it joins the urethra. These are the exit tubes of the system. This muscle controls the expelling of urine, hence talk of pelvic floor for bladder control. In terms of massage, you may not have a direct influence on the bladder. However, you will of course aim to increase the rate of parasympathetic nervous stimulation, rate of blood flow, and therefore circulation of hormones. The effect of this is often an increased rate of urine production, meaning that your clients will often need the loo at more regular intervals after a massage. Don't forget to warn them. This topic is likely to make an appearance in your theory exam. You can now go ahead and complete the tasks and celebrate. This is the last major physiology topic.